Hello, people of the present if you're watching this live, and people of the future if you're watching a recording. Welcome to another Sunday stream with me, Doc. And you may see I put the logo of the multiverse here on the overlay. I can even make your Sunday stream with me. I always forget to pause the actual stream on on my browser. Okay, so that's done, and I want to show you the logo. Any time to prepare for this stream, so that's why it's still. Hello. Okay. I don't know what that was. Something disconnected and made a sound, and that's why the audio went away. So I was saying, today we're going to try and design the front of the card of a generic. Hello. Yes. Um, Sorry again. This won't happen. It shouldn't happen, at least anymore. It's weird. Every time my computer does a notification noise, like if, for example, I put in some piece of hardware, it does a little doo-doo, and that disconnects the audio for some reason in the stream. I should look into this further, but not today. Anyway, let's create a new file, make it, okay, 3000 by 3000, that's all right. And so what's the point of today's stream? I'm trying to figure out the layout for the front of the card, where the name has to be. Oh, actually, let's start with this. Let's start by writing what stuff needs to be present on a general multiverse card that you put in your arsenal, or actually even galaxy cards. Let's just pretend that this is a multiverse card. So let's write a list of things that need to be on a card. So first of all, the name of the card. If it's a card, if it's not a galaxy card, it has a cost, resource cost that you need to pay in order to play the card. Then types and subtypes. Let's write it like this. Types of cards are galaxy, structure, and creature for now. I'm thinking about more types, but at least for the very first base set, this is all that there is. Then art, the image of the card, that needs to be, of course, on it. Oh, this is a big eraser. Ah, no. What's going on? That's weird. Oh, that's why. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so artwork. Next, rules text. What the card does. You'll have to have rules text. Let's just write rules. In order to understand what the card does. Stats for creatures and structures, for any object really. They may have, let's write them all like this. Health. Any object has health, plus some have power, and some ships usually have speed. Can you? Okay, I can still see this. Okay. What else? I guess the illustrator. Name of the illustrator. That's usually something that is present on the card. So a little bit of credits text. Then maybe, oh, wait, this is actually more important. Rarity. I forgot. You need to display rarity in some way. Now, I don't know how right now. I have a few ideas. But it's very important to show rarity on the card. I mean, in theory, you don't have to show rarity. People can just look up on the internet and find out what cards are rare, what cards are common, but it's a property of the card. Why not put it on there? Then, let me think. Name, cost, types, artwork, rules, stats, illustrator, rarity. There have to be some other things. Let me see here. Oh yeah, expansion symbol. That indicates from what expansion this card is from. I don't know if I want a symbol for the first set. Maybe not. Usually the first set doesn't have any symbol. It's just a plain card, and maybe you'll see a small, symbol. I don't know what it could be that indicates that it's an expansion, and you can tell what expansion it's from by the symbol. Or maybe it can be just written on the card that it's from a certain expansion. All right, so we need to have all of this in here. We can divide the things by, logically, by stuff that you need to know in order to play the card, and stuff that is extra, that is just for flavor value, or just for, I don't know, collector purposes, or I don't know, other stuff. So the name usually tends to be on the top. So let's start with writing. Okay, name on top. I don't know, maybe centered. I don't know actually. Like, okay, so to play the card, you need the name, you need the cost, types, subtypes. You don't need the artwork. You can theoretically play a card without artwork. You need the rules, of course, stats. You don't actually need the rarity and the expansion symbol in order to play the card. So all of this goes into one category of things that you need to know, to have on the card in order to play it. And then there's artwork. Let's make a plus here. Illustrator, rarity, and expansion. And actually, we can add flavor text. How do you write flavor? Like this? Flavor text means just any other type of text that isn't rules text on a card. Stuff that doesn't, that is maybe a description or a piece of lore about the creature, about the structure. Stuff that doesn't change how the card is played. It's just for flavor. So this goes in the other category. Maybe we can have everything that's important in order to play the card on top, maybe top half of the card, just as an example. And everything else can be on the bottom. No, this doesn't work. I mean, this means that the artwork needs to be in the bottom half. And that could be done, but it's generally weird. Usually it's the top, when you start reading from the top, of course, usually, no? And you see, the first thing you see usually is the name. Then we can either put the cost of the card, or maybe types and subtypes, or just the image right away. So imagine one-man fighter ship, and then you see the fighter ship. That works. Or you can have one-man fighter ship, and then have a line of text that says structure slash, not slash, I mean dash, structure dash ship. So it's a small, tiny description about what the card is. Or, I don't know, Daru astronomer, creature Daru astronomer, or I don't know, Daru scientist, and then the image. So we can have a small, tiny description right beneath the name, for example. Already we have two versions of the card. So, okay, let's try this. Type dash subtype. At this point, if we start putting in cost, you can put the cost on top somewhere, maybe here or here. But I just don't like having this on top. I had an idea of having all of the stats and costs that the card has on the bottom half of the card beneath the rules text. So my idea, okay, let's just I'll tell you what my idea was initially. So okay, the name on top centered with nothing to the right or the left that can interfere with the name, with the space for the name. Then I was thinking, okay, let's get rid of this. Card art. So it's pretty rectangular, maybe like this, maybe a little more square. Okay, then goes types and subtypes. Let's write it there. Type, subtype. So it can be galaxy slash planet, or action slash, why do I keep saying slash? It's not slash, it's dash. Action dash, actually I don't have subtypes for actions right now. I guess it will be just action. Then after the type line, we can have rules, which also take up a significant portion of the cards. Now rules, this window needs to be big enough to support enough text without the text being tiny. But I don't want to have too many rules on a card generally. So this, I don't know, well, this actually should be, actual dimensions I think should be figured out later once I have the cards, and I can judge how much text there needs to be in the rules box, and how big the rule box should be. Anyway, okay, rules. Then goes stats and cost. So I was thinking the cost can be here on the left, and it's, I don't know, in these dots. So like okay, colored first and then colorless resource. And we have three small spots for all the three stats. Not every card has every stat. Not every card has stats even. So the rightmost stat I was thinking could be health. because that's the most common one. Every object has health. So if it's an object and say you have health as the first stat, then you just have a number here and then 2 empty squares. That's not great to look at. Then goes power and then speed, because speed is the stat that just some very few cards have, mainly ships, maybe some other structures. Yeah, I'm thinking speed, then power, then health. Okay, so this doesn't cover everything actually. Let's make the card a little bit longer. And this tiny little space can contain the illustrator name and everything that doesn't have to do with the card and what the card does. So maybe even the expansion symbol can be here, and the rarity symbol can be here, and maybe some numbers, copyright stuff here. And about flavor text, maybe it can be here, like after the rules, there are actual rules, and then there can be a small line and then flavor text, which is in cursive. Flavor. This isn't actually cursive. Well, we get the idea. It's in cursive because you need to show the difference between rules text and flavor text. Actually, it doesn't have to be cursive. There can just be a divider, and I'd like for the card to have some flavor, because I'll be creating entire worlds with these cards, and having no context on why is it called what it's called, why is the image. Let's actually write image here. How it is. It's just nice to have extra touches for the people who care about the flavor and why the card is how it is. I have some trading cards here from various games like Pokemon, Magic, Digimon, and nothing, Yu-Gi-Oh. The dimensions are pretty much standard for all trading cards except for Japanese trading cards. Actually, I don't know if it's just Yu-Gi-Oh that has smaller cards, but maybe some other trading card games have in Japan. And the dimensions are... what are the dimensions? I should have prepared better for this. Actually, I can open my card back, and I'm pretty sure that these dimensions are accurate. So it's, yeah, 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, roughly. Okay, let's... Do we have a line, what's it called? A ruler that shows us inches. Okay, this isn't inches, or is it? Good question. Well, oh, I should have prepared more thoroughly. The thing is, I've just come back from... Oh, hey Rizzo. How's it going? I'm trying to figure out what things need to go on the front of a Multiverse card, and in what order. So this is my first attempt. I don't know if I'll actually go into Illustrator and start making vector art for it. For now, I'm just sketching the cards and seeing just what version looks best. So right now, the things that you need in order to play the card and play the game with this card are a little all over the place. I mean, you need the name, you need the types and subtypes, you need the rules text, you need the costs, and you need the stats. So they're all over. And the other stuff that you don't need is here and here. I mean, that's not ideal. But if I get rid of the flavor text completely, then you can kind of say that, okay, name and image kind of goes together, and then everything else is rules stuff. And then on the very bottom is other information that you don't need. I am fine. Yeah, I just came back from the gym. That's why I didn't have any time to prepare for this stream. I basically started it right away. And I have an idea of what I'm doing, but just an idea. I'm not exactly sure where this stream will go from here. I'm kind of improvising a little bit. Okay, so let's keep this version alone and let's continue. So first things first, the name goes on top always. So in this version we just have the name on top and nothing else. So maybe if the name is small, then there's a lot of extra space here. But on the other hand, this allows for bigger names. It can be a one whole line of text. So let's start by looking at other trading card games. So I just showed everybody else that I have some trading cards from different trading card games. So there's Yu-Gi-Oh, there's Digimon, there's Magic, and there's Pokemon. Yeah, except this is an energy, so this doesn't actually help me right now. So most of these games, except Digimon, which has a weird template and weird... Can you actually see this? It has the name on the side, and it's all weird. So yeah, I don't know what to make of this. So the name is on the left, and then there's either the type or the color of the card here. So the name goes up to that point, and maybe there's something written here in the corner. So there's always something in the topmost right corner, top right corner. Then goes the image right everywhere. There's some stars in Yu-Gi-Oh, which I never understood why they need to take up so much space, but well, yeah, pretty much the image. Then goes rules, right? Pretty much first goes types and subtypes, then rules, and then stats go on the bottom, except for Pokemon, because Pokemon is kind of different. Stats go here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's close. Actually, that's disgusting. I don't know. Let's try other variants. I like having the name in the middle. There's enough space for it, and it doesn't interfere with anything else. So if I have, for example, the name and then the type beneath, like name. Whoops. What's... And then you can have a small type line, type, subtype, which gives a general description of the thing that this card is. This still doesn't take up a lot of space. It doesn't have to. Then can go the image, and then after the image, we can have maybe we can have some flavor text here. right beneath flavor. Pokemon has flavor text here, right? Maybe not anymore. I don't know of the latest Pokemon cards. Maybe they have it here at the bottom. Then rules, and yeah, the cost has to be on the bottom, right? And stats here. This is all nice and symmetrical. We can go a little asymmetrical and have, for example, the cost here and even the stats here. So this makes the image a little bit smaller. Well, not here, outside of the card, I mean here. We can go asymmetrical like this and have like, why? What's the point? Then why do we have the name on a separate line? If this is symmetrical here, and we have so this is symmetry, symmetry, and then asymmetry. This is what it's known in art circle as desymmetry, and that's usually very ugly. Like something that is almost symmetrical, but isn't. Okay, this isn't almost symmetrical. This is already desymmetry, but you get the idea. Okay, it's symmetrical except for some weird thing that isn't. And that's usually ugly. So let's get rid of this. So basically what happened now, we just swapped, put the type line here beneath the name and put the flavor text instead of it. So this way the rules are all free of space. They have all the space they want, and everything else still fits nicely here. In this line, the cost has to compete with stats, but I figured that stats are just three small numbers that are okay, 1 digit, maybe 2 digit numbers. The speed definitely won't be 2 digits. So let's say it's 1 and then 10 and 10. This is the biggest the stats bar will be. So we have still a lot of room for the cost, and even if it's okay, it's blue, then red, then yellow, then green, and then another green, and then 3 colorless, it still is enough to fill in here. Or even if it's 12 colorless, which, why would you play a card that costs 12? And how on earth do you play a card that costs 12? You need to wait 6 turns to play it. So 12, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11, 12. So maybe it competes with the stats. But this again depends on the dimensions of this, of the actual symbols, resource symbols. Maybe the card name should be right under the image, so that the image starts right at the top. That's an interesting idea. I've seen actually this done somewhere, I don't remember where, on some digital trading card game. So you can have, Ritze is saying we can have the image on top, right? And pretty much, I'm thinking it's these are the dimensions. I don't want to have it a square. It can be a square, but it's just easier for the future. I won't explain everything, but just trust me that these dimensions are better, which is 1 by the square root of 2, which are A dimensions, A1, A2, A3. Okay, this is the image, and have the name beneath, right? You say, have the name here. And okay, so what? So if there's nothing on top, this is the card. then what would you put, Rizzo? So image, name, then I'm assuming types and subtypes, then rules, then everything else. And I still can't find. And where do you put the flavor text then? A flavor, you know, just stuff that the character in the card does, or a little bit of history. Like, okay, this is in Italian, this doesn't help. This is also in Italian. Ah, I don't have the right cards to show you. Okay, let's bring out some English cards. I have to have them somewhere. This will be interesting. Wait a second. Okay. Okay, I'm here. I've got Russian cards and Italian cards. I don't have any English cards. Okay, these are two Magic the Gathering cards, and so there's Voyaging Satyr. It has a small one line of text here, which is rules text. It just says untap target land. If you know what untap target land means in Magic the Gathering, then you know what this card does. But that's not the point. Then it says, none can own the land's bounty. The gods made this world for all to share its riches. And I'm not just saying that because you caught me stealing your fruit. Or Setessan Griffin. There's lines of rules text and then a little bit of flavor text. Most griffins must be caught and broken into the service of the polis. Not the police, of the polis, the city. Not so in Setessa, where they volunteer. So a little bit of flavor needs to be on the card. Come on, I'm creating the cards. I want to have a little bit of space to put a little description of them. Yeah, maybe there could be a little problem with space. See, in theory, nothing changes with space if the name is on top or it's on, like, if it's here or here, it doesn't change the dimensions of the card. So yeah, there shouldn't be a space problem. I'm just saying, where do you put it? Do you put another small bracket here with flavor text, or you just put it in the rules text, like rules, then a dash and flavor? That's how Magic the Gathering does it, and it works for them because not every card has a lot of rules text. Some don't have any, so they just put stuff that you can read and enjoy. I don't know. I'm thinking the name should be at the top, actually, because that's what the card is. That's how do you call this card? Then you have the name right here in front of you. So something closer to, I don't know. I like both these variants. I'm not sure which one still. The only difference is this, yeah, that the flavor text is outside of the rules text in this version, and the type is here. Probably I shouldn't do this on a stream because it's kind of an important decision. I would prefer the image on top, so there is more focus on the picture and all of the text is clearly separated. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should divide the card like this, so there's image and text. This at least makes sense. Yeah, you're right. very clear distinction between, okay, this part you watch and this part you read. I don't know what, okay. That actually makes perfect sense. And in the text box, then you can divide by, okay, the first thing you need to know is types and subtypes. Then, not necessarily the first, but you know, here's where the types and subtypes are, then the rules, and then costs and stats. Makes sense. And after the rules, you can have a little bit, well, a little bit of flavor. Okay, perfect. I don't know what else to do, so maybe we can start actually drawing an Illustrator and making actual vector art, vector graphics. I'm still learning this program, and I'm not the best at it. I still prefer regular drawing because in this Illustrator you use lines and vectors and formulas to draw your stuff. That's how I drew the logo for my game. Come on, I think this is, yeah, the latest version of the logo, this one here that you can see. And vector graphics are superior for logo designs because you can zoom in as much as you want and it will always be 100% clear and, you know, not pixelated, because there are no pixels in this drawing. There are only vectors and lines. So new, and okay, actually let's see what are the dimensions for standard Magic, not Magic, just trading card game card. So let's write standard Bulbapedia, no, a collectible card game. Maybe just standard playing card dimensions. Come on, why is it so weird? Oh, I destroyed the chat. There you are. Okay, let's see. I shouldn't be doing this on the stream, but that's what's happening right now. Let's just write like here, like this. What are the or maybe like this. Hey, look at this. If we put the name of the game in the search engine, then you find. Oh wait. There, 63 millimeters by 88 millimeters. So 2 and 1532. What's this? Inches by 376. What? You divide inches in 16ths and 32ths? What madness is this? We're already inches and feet are weird. Why do you need to make them even more complicated by dividing inches into 32s and 16ths instead of tens and hundreds? America. So what was it? 63 by 88, right? 63 by 88, yeah. Okay, let's go in here and make it millimeters. 63 by 88. Sure. Okay. And there we have our standard card size. Of course, it will be rounded here at the edges. I probably should ask maybe later how rounded these cards are. Let's add a new layer and start designing the actual thing. American Logic, yeah, I know. This won't be exact at all. This is just me trying to figure out the what am I figuring out? The border. So you need a border in these cards because when they're printed, they're not printed perfectly, especially if there's thousands and thousands of them printed at the same time. So you need a little bit of space in case of an error margin. No. Rotate 90 degrees. Perfect. Put this here. All right. This is a different kind of drawing that I'm doing today. I'm not an expert in this particular art form, but at least I can start. See how much I actually end up doing of the layout by the end of the stream. Okay, this stroke is 1 pixel and I can remove it. It's not important for our purposes right now. It's removable. Okay. Everything is connected. Let's see. Let me actually fill this with color, with black for now, to see if the border is the right dimensions. I don't want it to be too fat. What's wrong? Come on. I selected the bucket tool. I selected the color, black. And I select the space. No, it doesn't work. Okay, maybe like this. Aha! Hello! My sound was hit by an error noise. And here we figure out how Leandro is incapable of using Illustrator. And I did this already. Why isn't it working? Okay, now it's working for some reason. That's weird. Oh, look! It already looks promising. That looks good enough. Now the border, I'm making it black for now, but I don't know. Maybe white is better. It uses less ink, but it just looks weird when it's white because you can, if you play the cards a lot, it will become dirty and not as white, not as slick. So maybe let's keep it black for now. I still think that we need the name on top though, Rizzo. Let's divide the card in half. Oops. Okay. What are these dimensions? So this is, where can I, oh yeah, here, 31.5 millimeters. No, what is this? Oh, these are coordinates. No, it says the width. Width 59.083 millimeters. Can I multiply this by the square root of 2? Maybe? Or divide it by the square root? How does this work? I'm trying to think. I should have just stuck with drawing. Hey, Mr. Blitzer. Oh yeah, it is Easter. I completely forgot. It's, yeah. Happy Easter to everybody. Oh yeah, hello. I'm trying to figure out how Illustrator works and failing miserably because I'm new at this. I don't know how this works. This is what we've done so far. We figured that we either want the name on top or the image directly on top here of the card. And if there's the name on top, then there doesn't have to be anything else, like costs or types and subtypes. The name has its own slot and it's centered, so it goes boom, your card, and then the image, or just the image and then the name right beneath it. Then types, rules, flavor, or flavor, rules, and no types because the types are here. Cost, stats, Illustrator, and everything else. Rules text. And can we actually put here an image? Because I already have a few images of cards. Import, no, export. Place. I'm dubious of this. Okay, let's try one of Vasily's art pieces. So he drew a lot of, I think, 6 planets, because he generally, at least he told me that he just wants to draw. Come on, not people, not creatures, not ships, but just bushes and trees and lakes and what a. There's one word that I'm forgetting. Landscapes. Yeah, just drawing landscapes. And where is downloads? Okay, so I need to go to okay, here, and then just any piece of art like this. Okay. Ah, it's huge. All right, let's make it smaller. It can fit, theoretically. And keep the dimensions. All right. Let's take this, put it here. It's still a little bit big. It's still big. It's okay. So if we want to have just half of the card be the image, let's say we go with your idea. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I remembered in time. Hey, you're a new person here. Day, time, nightmares, right? I can barely read the chat from here. Let me read it from here. No, Daytime Lantern 313. Hello, welcome to my stream. Okay, so let's try this. Still not centered. How's it going? 313 Daytime Lantern. What a weird. I guess any name on the internet can be weird. It's allowed on the internet. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So we have these small, tiny, white spaces that distract from the image. If we put it a little bit below here so that it's everywhere, it goes a little over half of the image, half of the card. That's not a problem. Oh, whoops. Let's delete this. But now we have an image that's more than half of the card, and we need to put in types, subtypes, the name still. We still don't have the name, the rules, flavor text, possibly costs, stats, and other information that needs to be on the card. So we can try. Okay, let's try. This is our first version. Okay. If it goes like this, I don't see the reason of having this extra space if there is nothing there. I can go straight to the top. We'll see actually. Okay. And another question, how big do you think the text should be on these cards? Now this is not I'm not designing the finished layout, by the way. This is just still organizing stuff so that it looks okay. And should everything be written in the same font and in the same dimensions? Oh, questions. So let's zoom out. And I have a card here. We can put the card on the screen and compare the dimensions of the text. I'm not stupid. I can learn from other people's, not mistakes, but successes. Let's take a Magic card, a Yu-Gi-Oh card, a Digimon card, and let me grab a Pokemon card right now. Look at this sick base set Charmeleon. Mint condition. It's not worth anything. Oh, can you even see me? All right. The writing is actually pretty small on all of this, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh card, which has a square image in the middle of the card. So they have a square image on the middle, and all of the rules is squished down there in tiny font. You can't even see it. 5 lines of text in maybe 7 millimeters of not 7 yeah, 7, maybe 1 centimeter of space, vertical space. So it's, I don't know, half an inch, a third of an inch, something like that. Here on the Pokemon card, the letters are a little bit bigger, except for the name, which is smaller, which is more or less I don't know, different dimensions, but pretty much the text is everywhere is small. So this line actually holds enough space to put in maybe a little bit bigger. to... This is enough space for one line of text. That's what I'm saying. And let's pull this down. That's the same dimensions. And do we have text? Oh yeah, we have text here. Type. That's a little bit big. Let's make it 10. So name. Put it here. And a line here. Oh, and a little bit of stroke. This may not be the most intense stream, but it's certainly different, something new. Make this small, bigger, actually. Okay. It's kind of weird even for me. Nope. All right, and then let's go with the types and subtypes. Actually, there's a lot of room for these things. Oh, why am I putting in just random words that don't have anything to do with the actual card that's here? Let's put in the actual name of the card. The name is, can I edit the name? Yes, I can. Oh, perfect. It's Stormy Planet or Storm Planet. Very vague, but you know, many players. I mean, you can have up to 10, in theory, storm planets in your galaxy deck, and if you the name has to be very generic for these basic planets at least. It goes. Type is galaxy card / planet. I can't even type properly, apparently now. And put it here. And maybe a little bit. Okay, yeah, perfect. Then let's go here. There is, what's the actual text? The wording. The wording on Basic Planets actually changed a lot since the very first version. I think it says add, and then the 2 symbols for resource. Let's just put 2 zeros here, or maybe 2 O's. They're a little more round. At the begin, no wait, during your production step. No, that's wrong. Oh my goodness. Let me actually check how the wording is. I think it's at the beginning of your... No. Where are my stuff? Where's my stuff? Mothership? The mothership is just the name of the folders, not the name of the game. Relax. It's Multiverse now. It's not Mothership. And we can find it in... where is it? I actually can't find it. Oh yeah, here. No, card database, that's wrong. Okay, rulebook. This is the rulebook I sent you when I sent you the game and the rules. So that's exactly what you already saw. There are no spoilers here. So why am I looking at it? I'm supposed to look at the card database. Excel, thank you very much. Riveting. Excel. Oh, it says stormy planet. So is it storm planet or stormy planet? Stormy. Apparently it's stormy. Oh yeah, because it's oceanic, volcanic, and for some reason it's forest and not like woodland, woody or forestal. Is that a word? Produces, okay, yellow during a production step. Let's just take this. Oh, it just occurred to me, maybe instead of doing this, I should actually design the little logos for the symbols, like a red resource and green resource. That is going to be a little more interesting than watching me just making a card. Okay, maybe after we've decided that this is pointless, we can go and design the little symbols. Okay, so another question. Oh, oops. Will this be centered or not? I think that rules text doesn't have to be centered. Like Storm Planet is just boom, the name. There you are. Then Galaxy, the types and subtypes can be also centered, or maybe even not. They can be to the side. The card description should have a different font at least. The flavor text and effect text should have different fonts. Is your chat broken? Is my chat broken? I don't know. Let me check. Hey! No, it was working. I guess nobody was chatting. No, it's better if it's centered. Makes no sense. Just adds a little more to the symmetry. So, Ritsu, you think that the card description should have a different font? By card description, do you mean like Shields 1? When blah 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 enters the game, when you play card name, draw 2 cards. This, do you mean this as the description or the flavor text like only the Valdokan have the vast knowledge needed to create such complex ships that you draw cards when you, okay, it doesn't matter. Number 1 or number 2, which one? I'm assuming the flavor, right? Flavor text and effects text should have different fonts. Mr. Blitze. Why? Yeah, just because Magic does it, it doesn't mean that it has to be so. Okay, so Yu-Gi-Oh never has flavor text, only if it's a normal monster, which very rarely happens. Pokemon have a little bit of flavor text, and it's not flavor, it's just their Pokemon entry. It just in a little bit slanted text, and here, yeah, it's cursive. I don't know. I guess they know what they're doing, so yeah, let's go with cursive. Can you make it cursive? Yeah, let's add a little bit of flavor text to this card just because. Did the regular? Italic, I guess. Italic is the right word for this. Yeah. The stormy planets of the Grillian people are rarely hospitable to humanoid races. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Humanoids. Just for the fun of it. It's actually a little too big, I think, for flavor text. But I guess to keep it consistent, it has to be the same length and dimensions. Maybe add a little bit of a line here with a stroke. Again, this is not the final version, just an idea. And we can have enough space here. If we just put this in place. I would rather have the name on top. There's no reason for these small, tiny things that go around the image. Huh. Let's make it a little bigger then. No, this is too big though for an image. Maybe not. Can we still fit all of this text as it is with this image? By the way, I'm pretty sure basic planets won't have flavor text, but still, let's say it's a card that has 2 lines of rules text and 3 lines of flavor text. So 5 lines total. Maybe we can squeeze in 6, let's say. Yeah, you can fit everything here. No problem, actually. You have even some extra space. So let's go here. Yeah, you can fit 6, maybe 7 layers of text if there is no flavor text. So that's pretty much what Magic the Gathering has. I think their limit is 7 lines of text. Yeah, this can go a little bit. Yeah, okay, and then we can go with let's draw an ellipse here with the cost of the card. Okay, let's see how many of these circles we can put in here. Which I don't know if is that the right dimension. Now the only stuff that resembles resource symbols that I have is of course in Magic the Gathering. Now their symbol is approximately the same height of their letters. So if the G, mine are a little bit bigger at this point. Let's make them smaller then. I guess the reason why they are the dimensions that they are, it's because they are on the same line as the name, the card name. So that in Magic it goes the name here and then the resource cost. They're on the same kind of space. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that covers the D, for example. That's exactly the right dimension. Okay. Put it here. I want to have a little bit of space still here for any other information that you might need. It's a small amount of space, but yeah, it's tiny actually. Yeah, there's no space for anything else. For like, you can't put in text in here. It's just too small. Okay, this is about no wait. I'm putting a magic card on the screen. Oh, that's too big. That's too small. That's too big. I need to Okay, let's make it 125%. That is still a little bit too small. Let's make it 130. I want to show you what I'm doing. So you can kind of see. Okay, I'm putting a card here onto the screen. So now there's a card on top of the card that you are seeing, and they are the same dimension, exactly the same dimension. Okay, so my letters are bigger than the Voyaging Satyrs, this magic card. A tiny bit bigger, but I think that's just the font. Yes, they are exactly. No, actually, wait. Okay, so the rules text appears to be bigger than the type line text on the magic card, and the name is bigger than the type line text as well, and is bigger also than the rules text. So they're all different sizes. Plus, some of it's bold, some of it's just regular, plus there's cursive or italic. So it's a mess, actually. It looks fine because the dimensions aren't that different. And I guess the name is a little bit bigger, so it's flashier and, I guess easier to read. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's just design the resource symbols, how they look, because okay, this is a version of the card, sure, why not? We still have a lot of time. Let's do something useful. Let's go here in Photoshop. Again, 3000. Okay, now I'm back in non-vector raster land, pixel land, and I can draw freely without any lines messing things up. Okay, so at least we know that the resource symbols are round, because for some strange reason, oh, actually, wait, before I do this, let me add a new layer just in case. New layer. Yes, and draw on this new layer. So, okay, we have resource symbols that are round. I don't know actually why they're round. I guess you can have resource symbols of all kind of different shapes. For example, maybe the red one is a square. Actually, maybe the red one is a triangle, and the blue one can be a circle. The green one can be a square. Yellow can be an upside down triangle, maybe hexagon. It's easier to keep everything simple and go with circles. Pretty sure you can't go wrong with circles. They're fine. Okay, so I said in some old Let's Make a Trading Card game that the symbol for the red resource symbol, the red resource symbol, is a flame. So we need to fit a flame in this circle. So it can be a ball of flame, but then if it's a ball, then you can't really tell that it's yeah. Let's just start drawing. Can be like I'm thinking there has to be like a little ball here. That's something, like a torch has a pointy bit, and then the flame is around it. At least in cartoons, usually. So, I guess I'm just designing the way the flames look. I want to keep them pretty simple, but you need to still get an idea of what this doesn't look like a flame very much. Okay, go on. Maybe add a little more. Maybe these are too few actual flame things. So if we add a little more flare. Now you can definitely read the flame pattern. Okay, this is already something a little more interesting. Something like this. Don't want it to be too symmetrical. It needs to be. I'm thinking it should look quite natural, but still stylized. This fits nicely into a circle. Okay, let's go with this for now. Then green has what does it have? Green has this, not a flower but a tree. Now the tree is a little bit more difficult because my game is not based on Earth or a land that is similar to Earth, but on many Earths. So this has to be a symbol of peace and life, and I think the tree, general like Earth-like tree, works fine. Maybe my chat is broken. I can't actually see. Yeah, the text is not showing. Oh, people, I'm so sorry. Let me refresh. Let me do this. Let's try this. Now it's showing. That I don't know. What did you write here? Now the text is showing. The Flare text should be different font. The chat box on your screen is not updating, it seems. Yeah, I noticed too. Apparently it's not updating, but when I open my browser, then I can see the chat. More glitches, more problems. Okay, that's a new one actually. I've had problems with disconnecting from the stream and the audio disconnecting, but this is something new. I'll check in once in a while and see. I mean, you don't write two. It's not like I have 10,000 people writing all at the same time, so I can just come in every 5 minutes and check if anyone wrote something. Maybe not 5 minutes even, every 20 minutes. So some sort of tree. Okay, let's draw the simplest tree that you can still read that it's a tree. You can still define it and see what it is. Let's start with. Oh, actually, this is quite stressful to do on air. I'm learning so many things today. Actually, yeah, I think this, if we just start doing this. That's already a very stylized tree. This should work. Oh, actually, I know. I can just do this once in a while. I can do hopa, popa, and the chat just pops up, and it should. Yeah, there are no more. You've written. I mean, there's nothing new in the chat. I'll just do that once in a while and refresh, sort of. Yeah, I noticed. It took a while. I just assumed nobody was writing. Do we put some roots in here? I think maybe, yeah, just a hint of roots, because that's also part of nature. This just looks wrong. Yeah, this is getting somewhere. Okay, we've got something. The flame, I'm still not sure. Again, if we go by Pokemon and Magic standards, I don't want my resource symbols to look exactly like them. So like this is fire energy in Pokemon. And the resource symbol for red is also a flame, but it's, you know, like it's a fireball. It goes it goes like this, I think. Oh, whoops, not like this. Like this. And it has like flame things going there. And all of this is in a circle, and it looks really good. It's not your stereotypical fire that's burning in with, you know, with logs and in a fireplace, but it's more like a fireball, which I guess works for magic because it's magic. And in my game, actually, let's start thinking what these resources are. It's not red, it symbolizes a resource after all. So green originally started as food. It was called food, then it was expanded to different kinds of resource, more abstract. And red started as metal and minerals. So maybe now I'm getting an idea. Maybe having fire is maybe not the right symbol for red. Metal and minerals. Metal and minerals. I can't just draw a rock. How do you draw a rock that looks like a rock? Rocks can be any sort of shape, so it doesn't really work. I'm thinking we can. What is associated with metal? Maybe a keg, a cog. Maybe it can be a, like, what's this? This thing. You know, one of these. You know, people that speak English. One of these things. A bolt. What's it called? Or maybe one of these. Maybe bigger. Actually, did you know that Archimedes invented this thing? Let me refresh the chat and see what it's called. Chat? No, chat. You're gone. Maybe a weapon sword for red. Oh, now you're here. A sword, maybe. That's actually. Oh, the problem is that I had a symbol for attack, and that was a sword. Now this is a little bit of scimitar. Swords are okay. Swords can be actually. Sword is a nice thing, or maybe it can be a wheel, toothed wheel. that's if I take the Russian word and just translate it literally, it's called a toothed wheel. It's a wheel with these thingies here, and that's also, I don't know what this is called. Maybe I can think. Usually they have a hole in the middle, and then there's another one smaller here, and it's kegs. I think they're kegs, right? So maybe not this big, but maybe it can be something like this. But this usually, this can symbolize a mechanism of some sort, but not necessarily a whole strategy of war and of conquering and of philosophy. And yeah, these are all kind of superficial symbols. A sword can work, actually. A sword, or maybe a hammer. But sword is what I wanted to be the symbol for power. Health is a heart, power is a sword, and speed is just an arrow. I want to have these symbols at least in the very first set, so that people know what the stats are. It's not just random numbers 1, 5, 3. People that don't know how to play the game and don't understand what's going on won't get what's happening. I guess I can write just speed and like power and health, but then you need to find the space. I don't know. But either way, it's a good idea, at least. So this is actually, who came up with this? Sword. Reed, so you came up with the sword. Maybe if it ends up being a sword, then Mr. Blitzer says it's perfect. So it's 2 against 1 if I'm against the sword. Or fist. Oh wait, a bolt or some kind of fist shows strength. That's perfect. That is actually perfect. A fist. Yes, that's actually perfect. Are you saying for red or for power? Because a fist can also work for power. No, it's so red though. It's so yeah. So like we're going back to Pokemon now. Fighting. It's like something like this. Make it look red. That's actually a really good idea. This is thank you guys. That's really helpful actually. Okay, let's go on. You're having such interesting ideas. So we have green. Do you have any ideas for green? I'm thinking though a tree is all right. Then we have blue and yellow. Okay, blue, my idea was a spiral. The reason behind this is because green uses, now at this point when I created the symbol for blue resource was created by storm planets, and the yellow resource was created by city planets. But it didn't make sense that why aren't there cities on volcanic planets and forest planets? It doesn't make sense. So I changed storm planet from producing blue to producing yellow, and I added oceanic planets. So this thing is a remnant of the storm thing factor. Now, why is it a spiral and not, let's say, a water drop? Or just lines of air, if it's supposed to be storm, like air, or a light bulb or something. Now, yellow is the color that... not yellow, blue is the color... You know what blue does? It's the controlling, the one that tries to control the board, that invents stuff, and is Rizzo for world leader. Okay. Yeah, for red resource. That's what I thought. What am I saying? Blue does what blue does. It defends early in game and tries to know exactly what their opponent is about to do and prevent them from achieving their goals, moving stuff around. They're more tactical and they plan ahead, they draw extra cards, so they're prudent and perfectionist and, you know, kind of German, maybe, if that's a stereotype that helps. Mysterious and wise. Actually, this spiral, I start liking it less and less. What's a good symbol? What's this face you're doing, Rizzo? Is that a meme? Is that a Twitch thing? I don't know how that even appeared in the chat. I didn't know that was possible. Okay, so we have again, this keg can be blue. It can be a blue symbol because they use ingenuity and intellect. Yeah, intellect is the right word, actually. Wisdom. Now, I don't want to draw a brain like that. That's not a good symbol. It has to be a good symbol. It can't be... Some things, maybe they make sense in theory, but then it's just hard to invent a small and kind of simple logo that makes sense. Any ideas? Come on, chat. You can do this. Hello, Lady Zozo. Hello. You're new to my stream. Welcome to Sunday Streams with Talk. I guess that's how they're called now. It's a Twitch icon you can have to type kappa without a space. How about an I for intellect wisdom? Well, an I is about observing nature and learning, I guess. Learning. No, you're just recycling psychic from Pokemon. That's just psychic. Illuminati. And yeah, it is about learning. So, lightning bolt. No, doesn't work. That's why I chose a spiral. It's kind of really doesn't say you too much, but it says that it's not a material resource because it's intellect. And how are you supposed to show intellect? By an eye, maybe an eye. That's a good way. Maybe. Come on. You're sort of right, actually. So an eye in a circle. Blue eye. Yeah, but still, it has little connection to the brain, to you know, intellect. An eye, when I see a symbol of an eye, I can kind of justify learning and watching, you know, observing, exploring, maybe even, you know, but not necessarily blue as a resource of wisdom, of knowledge, and of this kind of. Although this is close, this is definitely an interesting idea. So okay, we have the fist. This is okay. We've established this is red. This is just their symbol. Green we have established. Now blue, I'm not still sure about this. This also could sort of kind of maybe work. This also maybe sort of kind of. Then we have yellow. Now yellow, I'm pretty sure it's a scale because they can do all sorts of stuff. They work with money, first of all, and they work with goods, with you know, just a resource that people need to survive, maybe even food, and just stuff. I don't know, chairs and tablets, just stuff, anything. They sell all sorts of stuff, and that's a resource. So it's gold generally, and it represents money, gold. They have a light side and a dark side. They can try and go for a more political and more they generally don't like going to war. They prefer I really am blanking out on yellow. Let's just read their entry for their rulebook. What do I have written here? The 4 flavors of conquest. Yellow is the color of economic superiority. It deals in politics, trade, it values diplomacy and organizes complex societies. It exploits corruption and manipulates its enemies to fit its needs. It relies on money and political influence to accomplish its tasks. Yellow resource is produced by city planets. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is stormy planets. It represents money and material goods. That's what it represents. So I decided to make, where am I? Okay, Photoshop here, to draw a scale. You know, one of these old-fashioned scales, because it can weigh gold. It is the symbol of no, it's the thing that the girl with the blindfold wears, like that represents law. Like the law is blind, it's the same for everybody, and the scale weighs what you've done of good in your life and what you've done of evil and of wicked. So the scale is kind of a yeah, it can go either way. So I'm thinking, yeah, this is a lock-in. Okay, what are you saying? Didn't realize they used it for Pokemon. Illuminati. Yeah, exactly, Illuminati. Oh wait, knowledge, secret knowledge, Illuminati. That's so right. That's so exactly what this is. I think I need to give you credit for all of this. But I can say just that I had brilliant ideas. And this is all my ideas. Still, this is a good, very solid idea. If I don't come up with anything better, then we'll go for the eye. How about that? And we have all 4 of the things. Now we can just go into Illustrator. Just, I say, as if I'm able to draw them, and make this into points. I don't know, like 1,000 by 1,000. That should be enough. And start trying to draw these symbols. we have 20 minutes. Do we have enough time to draw at least one of them? Let's try with the eye. It's kind of the easiest one, I'm thinking. So actually, let's copy this just in case. We might need another one. Oh, wait. How do you draw curves in this? Anchor point. Pen tool. I'm learning things as I go. Okay, so is this what I think? What is this? Oh my god. This is a weird way of drawing. Isn't there a tool that can do this automatically? What is this? Is this a... Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, this is way easier then. Still kind of hard though. Yeah. Maybe not the eye. Let's go with something else. So we have... oh yeah, I can go with the... thing. You get what I'm drawing, right? The... what's it called? The tree. Okay. All right. Oh, this is quite easy, at least right now it is. Yeah, I prefer Photoshop right now. Actually, I prefer pen and paper. I probably should have started with that and then maybe imported an image and then traced it over. Well, too late for that. Let's just try and draw this while I still have time. And you can start trying to, you can start coming up with questions. The next Let's Make a Trading Card game will be up tomorrow. Now, I say this maybe too often, and to be fair, I still have nothing filmed, but I know what I'm going to talk about. Again, I've said this a little too many times for you to believe me, and I will do everything in my power to release it on time. It's just too long of a wait. 2 weeks for 10 minutes of footage? Come on. It's just that I need to fill those 10 minutes with interesting content and actually relevant stuff. I can't sit there and talk about just trading card games or whatever of things that I have already talked about. Why isn't it working? Okay, now it's working. Still, I will try my best to fill 10 minutes with relevant content. Can I move these anchor points? No. And let's refresh this just in case. Yeah, I thought there could be more written below. Okay, what did you write? Well, maybe a handshake for yellow because of diplomacy. Now that is partially a good idea, but now we already have a fist for red and we have a handshake for yellow, then maybe we can have other, like this sign for blue, and just a hello for green. No, come on. Two hands for two colors, it's too much. Plus, I think a scale represents best the color and what it does. Now, we already have a fist, but yeah, whatever. Because blue or yellow was it, are both on the light and dark side. You could use this mask for the symbol. What mask? Let me see. Yeah, mask would be interesting. But oh, but it's humanoid. We don't want to discriminate against snails and other non-humanoid creatures. So I'm pretty sure, no, I don't think that will work in a game with so many aliens. Although maybe a smiley face. We can draw a smiley face like this. Like ding ding. Hey, nah, I really don't think it's worth it. So I have just one question with the eye, and that's it for right now. And yeah, this isn't going anywhere. I just realized this. I can just, if you have any ideas, not ideas, any stuff that you want me to draw, I can draw for 10 minutes and answer your questions and, do other stuff that isn't related to what we've been doing today, and I can go to sleep. It was a really, really full day actually today. I woke up at 7 on a Sunday. Oh, why? And I play the violin. If you don't know actually, I've never said this. I play the violin, and on Sundays I play with a group of just violins, and we go very, very far in the suburbs and play, and we have concerts. Now and then again, we will have a concert on the 7th of May. And I played for like 3.5 hours. That took so much time. Standing in place, doing this. So that took a lot out of me. Plus, after that, I went to the gym and spent a lot of time there. That was very tiring. And then I came here, ate something, and started the stream. And I really, really should organize these things a lot better and in advance. And is the Multiverse logo finished, or are you still working on it? It is not finished, but I am not working on it anymore because I basically worked a whole week on it, and it looks fine. It looks in my opinion, good enough that I can show it to people. I can show it to websites and stuff, and it looks like it's a professional logo, and it's not finished. I still have, it can be tweaked for a long time, but I decided that I won't spend any more time on it, and this is good enough. Actually, it looks different on this screen than this screen. It looks better here. I've been drawing it on the tablet, and it has a lot of purple that I didn't realize. This is almost black on my screen, and it's very purple on this screen. It's not that great actually. But I won't work on it anymore. It looks it doesn't have a cosmic conquest here, and it doesn't have like trademark copyright 2014, 15 or something like that. And so, but this is just a promo image. I can remove this and it will be just a galaxy. Actually, I can remove a lot of these. And I wanted to release a video of me drawing this I filmed myself speed painting this, and I thought it would be like at least 5 minutes. It ended up being a minute and a half, but still I can upload it and add some music, so you have something else to watch, to look at. I want to draw something. Give me suggestions. You have 8 minutes. I have 8 minutes to draw. Come on, say to me something. It looks really good. Thank you. Also, I don't know why the chat isn't refreshing, and I'm sorry that I keep doing this. Is it annoying? Am I annoying you? Okay. I need suggestions right now. Come on, something. Draw me. Draw my family. Oh, do you know Connor Linning? Connor Linning. If you know me from Elysian Shadows, I've worked there for a few months last year, and we still talk a little bit. He asked me. Connor Linning was the what's it called? The composer for Elysian Shadows. Elysian Shadows is a game that's coming out on a lot of platforms. If you're interested, you can check their YouTube and other media. So the musician contacted me and he asked me to draw an anime version of himself for one of his albums, I think, or for just a promotion. And that's a little side project I'll be working on. So that's fun, and just something that happened today. Okay, have you asked for something yet? No. That's unfortunate. And actually, I still draw once a week. I do these sort of weekly inks, they're called. Inks because they're inked, but on the tablet. And so it isn't correct because there is no ink here, but still it looks inked. So they're called weekly inks because once a week I draw them. And everyone is on a different theme or kind of a challenge. This week's, I'm thinking it can be trying to draw something that is really, really deformed by I can't think of English words. If something is going towards you, then it's foreshortened. By foreshortening, like a hand. And foreshortening is incredibly difficult to draw. That's why it's a challenge. And I do these once a week, and then I post them on Facebook and on Instagram and maybe even DeviantArt. So yeah, I'll be doing something that has something to do with foreshortening today. No, today, this week. So you can check them out if you like my drawing. I can show you a few of them, actually. We still have 4 minutes. I want my streams to be 2 hours at least, and ideally not more than 2 hours. So first thing which came to mind, draw a samurai. Okay, really quick, draw a samurai. I'm not working on Elysian Shadows anymore, Rizzo. I worked for them up until the Kickstarter, and then they said, "Okay, you can go now. Thank you very much for helping," and that's my story with the Legion Shadows. Draw the icon. Come on, I can draw the icon as a samurai. I need to have the icon a little bit bigger. It's very small. Let's try to draw this. I can barely see it. This is definitely not the right proportions. It's too small. Okay, as a samurai. Okay, so it needs a mask. Oh, I'm sorry. So they have weird Japanese stuff, right? Long beards. Uh, 2 minutes. Come on. Yay! Yes, perfect. This is a samurai drawn by legendary artist. Okay. Sure. Whatever. They have really weird masks, right? Eyebrows. I don't really know too much, but they have these noses drawn on them and like mouths with teeth, right? These weird masks. And then all of this is in their samurai outfits. Did you know that actually Darth Vader from Star Wars was designed after a samurai? His mask was designed after a samurai mask. They have these, things on the side. And the new villain from the upcoming Star Wars Episode 7 also is designed, his mask is designed after a samurai mask. And you don't see it at first, but then when you compare it and when somebody says to you, then you kind of see it. And of course, I ended up drawing something from Star Wars. Okay, it's been a good stream. Have you read anything else? Yeah, love it. Perfect. Okay, thank you for watching this mess. And did we learn anything today that I don't know how to use Illustrator, basically, and that I don't know how to design trading cards, the look of trading cards. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully there will be an episode tomorrow. And what else can I say? It's been a very fun episode actually today. Not episode, live stream. I've been entertained. And I'll see you. Oh, okay, a few things. I didn't end up streaming Magic the Gathering or me playing anything on Wednesday because I have only so much free time on my hands, and I would like to occupy as much of it making cards and creating trading card games than playing them. I'd like to stream other stuff, but I just don't know when I have the time. I'll just when I have when I know that I will have a few hours, I will tell you a day in advance on my social media, on the Multiverse page. Maybe not the Multiverse page, but on my Twitter and my Facebook and whatever. Google Plus. I have Google Plus still, barely use it. Uh, Thanks again, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, wait. See you next week. So until then, keep it up. And then the little music has to play, and I have it here. I can actually play it. It's free. What's the thing called? Free share free. Okay, see, old computer stuff, downloads, music, and there it is. Is it playing? Come on, here. And it's not playing. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so see you next time. See you next week, and until then, wait, come on. See you next week, and until then, keep it up.